All right, so that's better. Let's try this now. I apologize. So working the same stuff, we're just gonna talk through that here really quickly, and then we're gonna move on. So we start facing corner number 5, okay? And head is down. Head comes up. We go rond de jambe, flip to face corner number 1. Passe and turn out, plie and fourth, arabesque. From there, lost my balance. From there, your right arm is going to come down, flip as you dégagé. As you close, both knees bend, head comes down, head comes up, knees straighten, to a small dégagé with your right foot, dégagé, into an échappé. So we are now facing front, fully facing front, okay? I'm gonna move that. Fully facing front, your left foot should be in the front. Oh my goodness, making up words. So échappé, close. Left foot is in front. From there, that's when we go into that rond de jambe with your left leg. So we're gonna go rond de jambe into a plie in fourth, tendu as both knees straighten, close right foot front fifth, okay? Scoot forward a little bit so I'm not so up in your business. From there, just make sure your legs plie, tendu, close. From there, your right leg is going to tendu front, close fifth, tendu side, close fifth. Yes, okay? So all your right foot is doing, your right foot's doing all the work here. So it's tendu forward, close fifth, tendu side, close fifth. Majority of the beginning of this section, dancers, your hands are in a first position almost a very handful of times. Only a very handful of times does it ever change, okay? So just keep that in mind that a majority, if I did not clarify, it is probably in first position for that, okay? So we just went tendu front, close, tendu side, arms are in second, close. From there is when we are working on our other corner, so we're working to corner number 7 this time, and we're moving that direction. So what we're doing, because our left foot is now front, because we just went tendu right foot out, close back, so our left foot is now front, what we're going to be doing is stepping into a fourth to corner number 7, pulling up to a susu, stepping back out to a fourth. So your steps would be left, right foot pulls into susu, and then left steps back out. When you do your fourth position, when you step apart, dancers, your heels need to connect to the floor, okay? So you need to make sure it's heels are on the floor, we're in a demi-plie, knees straighten, feet come into releve, susu, and then we step back out to a fourth position. Both your heels are on the floor, okay? So it goes fourth, fifth, fourth, into an arabesque en l'air, okay? So let me just see here. Tendu side, close. There we are. There's my notes. Okay, fourth, fifth, fourth. Arabesque en l'air. Bum, 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 da. Okay. So fourth, fifth, fourth. We're gonna arabesque en l'air. Remember, dancers, the difference between an arabesque en l'air and a regular arabesque en l'air means in the air. Weird how that works, right? So en l'air means in the air. So make sure that that back foot is not touching the ground like it would a normal arabesque. It is going to be up off of the ground when you go into that, okay? And your arms are going to be normal. This back leg is what's going to be different. So instead of touching the floor with that big toe, that toe is actually going to be off the floor. Arms are going to be in fourth, okay? So it goes fourth, fifth, fourth, arabesque, enlaire. Head is looking up at that left hand, okay? I apologize. I did not clarify that. But head is looking up at that left hand when you hit that arabesque enlaire, okay? So head looks up. Backtracking all the way from the beginning of what we've been going through. Facing this corner. Ready? We rond de jambe. Head starts down. Head comes up. We rond de jambe. Flip to corner number 1. Passe. Plie. Arabesque. Arm comes down. Dégagé. Close. Knees are bent. Head comes up. Knees straighten. We dégagé right. Close fifth. Échappé. Rond de jambe. Plie. Tendu. Close. Into a tendu front. Close. Tendu side. Close back. Fourth. Fifth. Woo, fifth. Fourth. Arabesque enlaire. Okay? Arabesque enlaire. So we are here. From there, this back right leg of yours that is an arabesque is going to pull into a passe. Okay? So this arabesque enlaire, we do not come into releve on our standing leg. There is one later on in your dance where you actually come to an arabesque enlaire and then you actually pull up into a releve on that standing leg as well. This one, that is not the case. This one is just arabesque enlaire and hold. Head is looking up at that hand, okay? So from there, this back leg is pulling into a passe and turnout. You're tucking those hips underneath you and everything is coming back center-ish. However, we're still working towards corner 7. A lot of this is done in your dance. We're working in those lovely diagonals, okay? So we're working corner 7 right now is how we're working it. Here, passe. When that foot comes to a passe and turnout, and remember dancers, your passe and turnout, I'm just gonna face the front so you guys can see this better. It should have this opening between your legs here. This means turnout. This is parallel. Turnout, parallel. When you are in passe in turnout, only your big toe should be touching your leg, okay? So it should be just that big toe touching your leg. Should not be your full foot, just your big toe. There are times where I might have you doing a passe with your big toe in the back of your leg, but this one requires you to have your big toe in the front, right underneath your knee, okay? Or right next to your knee. So just keep that in mind. Arabesque enlaire, we come to a passe, arms come to a third. So your arms going from a fourth to a third position. Remember, third position should not be too high. It's right out from that sternum bone of yours, okay? Sorry, my dog's on the other side of this camera and I don't know what he's doing. Here. And we pull into a passe. And it's all done simultaneously. You hit your arabesque enlaire and then it pulls in. So arabesque enlaire, head is up at that hand. Everything pulls in, head lowers from up there to corner 7. Passe. From there, we're going to go into a tendu fondu. A tendu fondu is meaning one leg is in tendu, your other leg is in fondu. Fondu means to bend. Guys, I can't talk today. Fondu means to bend or to melt, okay? So typically fondu is that motion there. Or it can be done in a few different things in fondue or whatever it is. But fondue is done typically with just one leg doing the bending and the other one not, okay? So, tendu fondue, all that's happening here with that is your right toe is tendued in front, your left leg is fondue or doing all the bending. So right knee is straight, left knee will be bent, okay? So your right leg is gonna come from a passe to a tendu in front of you. At the same time that foot comes into a tendu in front of you, that's when your left leg will fondue as well. So it will bend. You melt down to the ground a little bit, okay? Your arms are going from a fourth to a third to a mid-fourth. So meaning what's happening with that is your right arm is going to be in a first or a little higher than a first, but not quite to a third. Your left arm is going to be down at this nice little angle, okay? And your head is looking towards corner 7, okay? So, right arm is bent, slight circle, slight bend in that elbow, left arm is out at that low diagonal, okay? All right, so we went passe, tendu fondue, tendu fondue. Let me just make sure. Right arm hits third, left arm low B. Yes, yep. So passe, tendu fondue. Okay? So let's do that from the arabesque en l'air. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Arabesque, passe, tendu fondue. Remember when that leg is tendued in front of you, dancers? It is in turnout. You should see that inside of your leg, not the top of your leg, okay? So make sure it is in turnout. My dog's getting off of his couch behind you guys. So I'm gonna let him out quick. Go ahead, go, go, go. Oh boy. Sorry about that, you guys. Okay, so remember, turnout, not parallel. Very big difference. I want to see the inside of this leg, not the top of this leg. All right, arabesque en l'air. Let's do just a little bit more and call it a day, okay? So we just did your tendu fondue. Arabesque en l'air, passe, tendu fondue. This tendu fondue is setting you up for a chaîné turn is what it is. This is your prep, or what will look like your prep. Sometimes you really don't have them, but what's nice about tendu fondues is this right leg, all that's gonna happen is it's gonna swing out and around to set you up for this chaîné turn. That's how it will work. So tendu fondue, right leg is going to open up, arms are gonna open to second, gaze is going to shift to corner 2, which is actually not a corner, remember. It is just directly to the right of you, okay? So, tendu fondue, chaîné. So your arms will start in a second. As you turn, they'll pull into a third, okay? So chaîné turn to the right, head spots the direction we travel. So it will start here in your tendu fondue. As soon as you open up, your head will look to the side or directly right, okay? From there, we go into soutenu turn. Remember, dancers, soutenu turns are different than a chaîné because soutenu, there is a crossing motion. So chaînés are just done in a first, and all it is a little pivot, pivot. That's all a chaîné is. Where a soutenu turn is an actual crossing of your feet to unwind. Where chaînés are done very underneath you, soutenus are crossing motion and then unwind, okay?